Hey everyone, this is Mary Beth McAndrews from Dread Central, and I am here today with Siobhan Williams, who you've seen in The Quarry if you've played it. She not only voices a character, but basically full on just plays a character. Laura, correct, is your character's name?
You got it. Yeah.
So, how did you get involved with The Quarry?
Will Biles, our director, he sourced all of the actors for the game. I'm pretty sure all of us got offers from him based on works that he'd seen and liked all of us in.
That's so
So
cool.
it was really cool, especially because I was a huge Until Dawn fan. So it was very surreal for me. I was like, yes, whatever, I don't care. Yes. And I was a huge fan of Will and of Graham, the writer. And so that happened back in 2019, summer of 2019,
Oh my God.
when the world was a different place.
When the world was a different place.
Yeah.
So I guess I should backtrack real quick. Can you tell our viewers who are maybe not familiar with The Quarry what The Quarry is?
Yes. So The Quarry is basically an interactive horror story where 9 camp counselors, after the last day of camp is over, they accidentally get trapped at camp for one more night, and they think it's going to be an awesome night of partying and romance and all that stuff. And then things get really bad really quickly. And basically, it's up to the player to decide who lives and who dies. And based on how they modify the personalities of the characters and the choices that they make, it'll affect their relationships and their lives and whether they live or die. And I think that just about sums it up.
Yeah. So you were an Until Dawn fan. How do you play these games? Like, how is your approach? Are you more like yourself, or are you meaner? Are you nicer? Like, how do you approach these kinds of games?
I'd say I'm like a more confident, less self-aware version of myself. I definitely get into this story, and if somebody pisses me off, I'm like, oh, that's it. All right. This is what I'm doing. And in real life, I would be a lot more, complacent. But when I played Until Dawn, I actually had just bought a huge projector to play, to watch movies on. And
Oh.
so I had the whole game projected, like, I don't know, 10 feet wide. And I was just like, oh my God, for, the duration of the game. I'm pretty sure I played it in one go.
But it's like playing a horror movie, though. Like, that's what I think is so different about these games when I tell people, like, I'm not sure if you're a big video game person, but it's different than the typical like shooter games. Like, you are playing a movie, and it's really, really cool to be able to play, but also watch a lot of these cutscenes.
Exactly. I know. And it's so immersive. So it's so much more scary because it actually feels like it's happening to you.
Yes.
And if you make the wrong choice, it's going to get really bad. It was definitely spooky. I think I probably had a hard time sleeping that night.
Are you a video game person? Like, do you regularly play video games?
I love video games. I'm not great at it. I'm not great with the strategy stuff, and I'm not into like the really intense games. Like I've never played Halo or like Call of Duty or those games, but I love the adventure games. Like I love the Uncharted and The Last of Us.
Yes. Okay, but those are incredible pieces of artwork. Let's just say that. Like, those games are gorgeous.
Yeah. And I just finished playing, actually I'm not quite finished playing It Takes Two. Have you played that?
I don't think I have, no.
It's like you can play 2 players who are playing at a distance, and they each play a character. And the graphics in that game are amazing. I'm in love with it. The music and like every level, like every video game environment you could imagine, like space or like steampunk or cloudland or like forest. Literally every level is like every imaginable environment like that, and it's so satisfying.
Oh
you
my God. Well,
play it.
I need to check that out immediately.
Yes.
So for The Quarry, you did motion capture, correct? So what was that experience like doing motion? And was it your first time doing motion capture?
It wasn't my first time. Luckily, I came into it with some experience. I'd actually done a video game here in Vancouver for 2.5 years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which was awesome. I learned so much doing that. And then the studio shut down, as they do in video game world. Pretty
Yeah.
volatile. You never know if what you're doing is going to see the light of day, even more than like a TV show or a movie. So,
Yeah.
of course, I came to the Quarry being like, well, this is a dream come true. It's obviously going to get canned like at any point, and it's nothing is ever going to come of it. So I'm so happy it's out. But yeah, so I came in knowing mocap, but like doing it at Digital Domain, the technology was just so much more advanced. Like they're at the forefront.
Yeah.
So there was still so much that was new, and it was really cool. I honestly love doing mocap. It's such an exercise in imagination.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to like picture everything. If there's a door or a car, like whatever it is, it's just basically made out of 2x4s. And
Yeah.
okay, this is the shape of a car. But we were really lucky in that at least by the second or third round that we were filming, or recording, not filming, they were able to show us the environments that we were using. So that really helped.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And
Just
so
cool.
when you were doing, you did a lot of scenes with Ted Raimi's character, correct?
Mhm.
And were you guys acting across from each other in some of these mocap sequences?
Yes, luckily we didn't have to do anything one person at a time with
Yeah.
actor not there. When COVID hit, we did have a maximum of I think 3 people in the volume, which is like the arena that we film in at a
The
time.
arena. I love
Yeah, I know. Like up to the death. And so there was a couple scenes that I had with like for example, Abby and Caitlin, played by Ariel Winter and Brenda Song. And I had those scenes with them, but I literally never met them. But it was luckily just a few small moments like that, not extensive scenes, because
Yeah.
that would have been challenging for sure.
What was it like working with Ted? Because I actually interviewed him and he mentioned how much he loved working with you specifically. And I was like, I was talking to her tomorrow. That's so cool.
I love Ted so much. He is just like the most talented actor and most amazing human, for sure. I'm not sure if he'll appreciate it or not, but like he's definitely my friend forever now. Like I'm never gonna let him get away from me. So he's great. You couldn't ask for a better scene partner. He's just so giving and he's so easy to play off of. He just made my job super, super easy. I hope we get to work together again.
So are you a horror fan too?
I do. I love horror. I have to say that I am pretty scared of horror. So I don't watch it as regularly as I do some other genres, but
Okay.
I love like especially thrillers, like psychological thrillers too. I'm a big fan of. And sometimes I'm just really in the mood to watch a horror movie and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what
was the first horror movie you ever saw? Do you remember?
Okay, well, it's not a horror movie, but I remember when I was like 5, I was about to start kindergarten and my parents were like, this movie Matilda just came out in theaters. Let's go see it. And I remember seeing Miss Trunchbull and the Chokey and being like, I'm literally starting school next week and this is what it's like. Like that is stuck in my mind.
No.
I think my parents were probably like, oh, that was a bad idea. I don't know. Think about that. So I can't really remember the first horror movie that I saw.
But I love that even more though, and it's a movie that's not a horror movie, because that movie also scared me when I was a kid too. Like Miss Trunchbull was the scariest horror movie villain in my head for a long time. Like she could throw kids by their hair. She locked them in that closet full of nails. Yes. She wasn't messing around.
Big time. It was like a horror movie in the guise of a, not a horror movie.
Yeah. So what are some of the favorite horror movies or psychological thrillers that you've seen recently that you've been a huge fan of?
I know it came out a few years ago, but I really love Don't Breathe.
Oh, yes. So good. It's so stressful.
It's so stressful. And that's kind of what I like. Oh, and Bird Box also.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are 2 that really stand out to me. I've seen a lot, but I definitely kind of enjoy those like stress thrillers. Yeah.
I like being stressed out.
Yeah, love it. When it's not about stuff that actually matters to me in my life, it's great.
Did you watch any movies to prep for the Quarry? Like, was there anything that you kind of watched to get into the headspace of this kind of genre, or the subgenres that's kind of playing with it all?
To be honest, not really. I
Okay.
played I played some horror games. Like I played
Oh, okay, cool.
Until Dawn a couple more times and like Resident Evil and
Mm.
yeah. Yeah. And I watched some clips from different movies, like things that were referenced in the script a little bit and
Okay.
stuff like that. But I tried to just focus more on in my prep, like the character and the emotional life of Laura, I guess.
Cool.
Just because so much of what my character was just, you know, a reaction to kind of a realistic scenario until all the werewolves and stuff come in. But I just tried to play her as realistically to this situation as I could.
Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. So I do have to ask, the hat that you wear at the beginning kind of makes me laugh. Did that hat also make you laugh when you saw the game? Or did you like, I don't know why, like my partner and I were playing and I was like, the hat is silly. Like, did that ever make you laugh about the
That's so
ponytail
funny.
hat?
No, you know what? I never really thought about it. I mean, I didn't know that I was going to be wearing a hat, which is
I
obviously like the weird thing about these games is like you have no idea what they're going to dress you in. I mean, sometimes you have an idea, but then like I remember just seeing clips of clips from the end where like I'm covered in blood and in my underwear and I was like, am I what am I oh, I'm on my under did what did we talk was that in the yeah, it was okay. I remember them saying that. Yep. Okay. But it's just like so funny to be like, oh, that's what I'm wearing. Or yeah, oh, I'm wearing
It's
a hat.
so weird. It's like you don't find out until you see the game, right? About like what
Yeah.
you look like, or I guess like what you're dressed in. I don't know. Also, what you look like. Was that jarring to like see your face like that on screen?
Yes, it was. It was super cool and weird. I know, like when you pause the game and there's the freeze frame. I remember someone posted on online that they had paused it right after the moment where her eye gets gouged out, like before she's bandaged it, and it's actually just like a gaping hole into my eye, and I was like, oh no, I don't like that. Yeah, it was disturbing. So there's definitely a lot of
Wow.
weird stuff, but I was so happy with how they made the character look and like
So cool.
yeah,
It's just like mind blowing. And like that looks like a human. Like that is, I know it's not it is a person and not it's very
yeah,
uncanny, but it's
it is.
really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing the technology they use to scan us. Like we did a couple days of just scanning in LA before we started shooting. And I know that
Oh.
one of the things that they use is this crazy, it's like a big sphere that you sit in and it's just all lights and the lights just flash for like a minute and you have to sit perfectly still. And it basically just takes an image of every single possible way that light could be hitting your face from any direction so that they can light you however they want. And it's realistic. And through that, they can also see how the blood is flowing under your skin. So it's like, yeah, the level of what these people are rocket scientists that that design this stuff. It's so over my head, but
That
I just
is,
this is such a cool chair.
you're just like, I like sitting here. Like this is really cool. I feel like
It's
I'm in
like
space.
exactly that's totally what it felt like. Yes,
And so you also have music of yours in the game, correct?
I do. Yeah.
That's so exciting. So did you write music for the game specifically?
So the song that's in the game, which is called Everything, I'd actually written and released about a year ago now. And when we were making the game, I hadn't released it yet, but I remember just telling Will about my music because obviously we were all spending a lot of time together and talking about life and everything. And yeah, I guess he just thought that it was a good fit for the game and for the scene that they put it in, which is kind of an Easter egg because it's a tricky scene to get.
Yeah.
But I was so happy. I was so happy that he thought it was a good fit. And I can't believe like I'm so overwhelmed with the amount of people that have either gotten that song in the game or loved the game and then looked me up and discovered that I have music. I'm just so happy that that people are listening to it and enjoying it. It's
That's
great.
amazing. And I like, how has the reception been? And how, like, I know so many people are playing it. So what has that been like to see these people reacting not just to your music, but just the game and your character in this game?
Yeah, it's super, super cool. It's always really nerve-wracking when you work on something for so long, especially.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, you're waiting to watch the reactions and how things do, and you're just kind of like, I hope people don't hate it. And I've gotten just so many sweet, sweet messages and people that really love Laura, which is super validating and just
Yeah.
great because yeah, I really kind of poured my heart into her, and it's so nice that people are taken with her, and the game in general, that people are enjoying it. Like, I know that if I wasn't a part of it, I'd still be like, oh my God, it's the spiritual successor to Until Dawn. What's it going to be like? So it's been really cool to watch people get excited. And yeah.
Have you played it? Have you played yourself?
Oh yeah, I've played it twice.
Oh, so weird, but cool at the same time.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it's kind of weird. There's this strange detachment. Like, I don't really feel like it's me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not sure why. It's the same when I watch a show that I'm in or something like that. It just
Yeah.
doesn't feel, it feels kind of disconnected. But it is really, really cool. And the first time I played through, I killed myself at the first possibility that I can kill myself.
Hell
So
yeah.
I was super mad. And then I was like, oh, death rewind, it's okay. And then I was like, what? I have to play the whole thing through once before I can no. Should have got the deluxe. Uh, but then and then I also killed my two of my other favorite characters right after that. I was super mad, but makes sense with how my first run of Until Dawn went, because I also killed all my favorite characters, and I think ended up with like one. It was just like, well, I guess I'm not a gamer, which I already knew, but I was hoping. But yeah, I think I'll play it again. I'm sure I'll play it a few more times.
That's amazing.
At least.
Well, Siobhan, thank you so much for chatting with me with the Quarry.
Oh,
Everyone, play the Quarry, and also we'll have links to your music up below as well so people can check you out. So thank you again for taking the time to chat with us.
thanks so much. It was my pleasure.